Tyreek Hill has not had a good season. The problem with Tyreek Hill over the last couple of years is really not what he's doing on the field. It's what he does off the field. Before the season started, what happened? Now, I'm not blaming Tyreek Hill. No. It was the whole cop situation and driving to the stadium, and that really stuck out. Then, obviously, remember what happened last year? His house burned down. That was another thing that stuck out. Before the playoffs, that happened. Tyreek Hill is always in the tabloids. He's done so many things off the field that make you shake your head. This guy is one of the highest paid wide receivers in football and one of the most electrifying wide receivers in football. There's no question that he is. He's not having a good season. He's not. For his liking, he's still going to break over 1,000 yards this year. He's still going to have probably around, I would say, 8 touchdowns. So how many touchdowns does he have right now? 6, 7? He's got about 8 touchdowns. He's still going to have good numbers, but not Tyreek Hill numbers when you're paying a guy over $30 million. Now, I look at the Dolphins right now. I love Mike McDaniel. But if none of the players are getting along with him off the field, the Dolphins are going to look in the offseason to possibly move him. Now, Mike McDaniel is going to be on everybody's wish list if he becomes available. I think he's one of the best offensive minds in the NFL. He's done wonders for this offense. He's really made everybody look at the Dolphins as just a speed team. Look at the talent that they have on that roster. Odell Beckham is on that roster. Say whatever you want. He's still fast. Waddle is still one of the fastest wide receivers in the league. Tyreek Hill, look at Achane. He's one of the fastest running backs in football. They have a tremendous running back core too with Mostert. They have a tremendous amount of speed. Now, you look at their team, their defense was really the part of this team that was going to be questioned. And Tua's health. Tua has not been healthy again this year with the concussion problems. But when Tua came back this year, he's been explosive. He's been everything you want your starting quarterback to be, your franchise quarterback to be. But the Dolphins right now, even if they sneak into the playoffs, they're not winning. They're not getting out of the first round in a wild card game. Whoever they're matched up against. It could be Buffalo. It could be anybody. I just don't think they're going to have it this year, and they're going to be playing the cold. Buffalo, if you look at what Miami is in the cold, and Tyreek Hill, go look at Tyreek Hill's numbers in the last 2 years in the cold. They're not been good, okay? So Tyreek Hill's situation with Mike McDaniel could grow legs, especially if this team doesn't make the playoffs. If they don't make the playoffs, Mike McDaniel could be fired. This is a team and an ownership that loves to throw away coaches and players, an ownership that's looking for the next big name. Now, Mike Vrabel is definitely out there. I know the Dolphins over the years have been looking for the big top dog. Ben Johnson could be another guy that they could look at in the offseason, another big name that's going to want a significant amount of money to go to a franchise. But, I mean, honestly, Michael Vick, Teddy Bridgewater, as far as the coaching job situation, and even Tyreek Hill mentioning and referencing those guys. The fact is right now, Tyreek Hill should really conclude the thought right now of where his team is and stop bringing up other old players that have played in the league. Don't worry about what other guys are doing. Worry about what you're doing on the football field and getting your team into the playoffs. Because if this team doesn't make the playoffs this year, there could be a tremendous change when it comes to this franchise. I'm talking about coaching. I could see Tyreek Hill getting traded in the offseason because Waddle's there and they put a lot of money in these wide receivers. And I could see a lot of these guys transitioning and deciding, hey, I don't want to be in Miami. I want to go somewhere else when they become free agents.
He has 6 touchdowns on the year. He's probably going to get to 1,000. But also, too, it's like when he talks about vulnerable, like valuable reps, like what is it? Is that practice? Is that games? Is that him not scoring a touchdown? Like what does that constitute in getting valuable reps? Like I don't understand. Is that in practice? Like I don't know what that means, and you just say it as just a blatant just statement. Well, explain to me, are we not doing enough in practice? Are we not doing enough to where I'm getting those valuable reps to where now like on this out route, this is my cup of tea. This is how I like to do it. So where is that going? And it's just I don't know what avenue that they're going to try and go to. But I mean, he's probably going to score a couple another touchdowns and get to his 1,000 yards, and he's still going to have value, right?
Hmm.
But in what value is he using? Because he stays in the headlines, and I hate to say it this way, but it's not for what he's doing on the football field. Let's just be honest. Like, he's having an okay year. Not a great year, but he's having an okay year. But he's always going to stay relevant for the crazy nonsense that he does because that's who he is. Like, oh, I'm going to beat a horse or I'm going to beat Usain Bolt. No, that's not going to happen. Sorry.
Noah Lyle.
But he's going to stay relevant.